think I invented a new tuning. I don't know. It's pretty much Nashville Tuning. If you've ever heard that, what I was just playing sounds kind of familiar. But what I did was I only tuned the 3 bass strings up an octave and left the G, B, and high E as they were. So the only real difference is the G is not an octave up, it's the lower G. So Nashville Tuning would have pitches from that E to that G there, which would be the G string. In the middle would be the octave up. This doesn't have that, it only goes from E to E, so it's a little more like a standard guitar. So it is tuned E, A, D, G, B, E, but the 3 bass strings up an octave. And you get some really interesting little things happening. Like I noticed if I play a C/G chord, I end up with out of tune, because this is just a guitar I had sitting around and I just grabbed random strings. You know how like you always have a couple of sets where you break the high E, so you put the high E on because you're like, you know, at a show you're playing or something. So then you always have those like packs that aren't full packs of strings and they have like random, and you're always kind of like every now and then, you know, you blow like an A string or something. So you find the packages that are all partials, pull out the A. So I just grabbed kind of whatever strings for gauges and stuff. Obviously tried to kind of get them in the ballpark. I think for the D string I used like an 11. So it would normally be like a high E string, but tuned down a little bit. So it's a little loose, but this was just an experiment to see. And by the way, I totally like it. So like I said, the C has like that weird like, and then the exact same 3 notes. So it's really just doubled. And then like E, and then so, and at the exact same, the bottom notes in E, then the G string would be the G sharp, is the next note up in the arpeggio. So so we end up with are the 6 notes that would be played. So it's kind of interesting because there's a bunch of doubling going on, but then the lower notes are like thirds instead of an octave and a third. So like an 11. So it's kind of interesting. I like it. And what I found is it lends itself to a lot of like an A chord, an A minor chord, say right here. Actually sounds better with an E on the bottom. So it's really an A minor / E chord, but that seems to sound better on this type tuning. So obviously I'm going to figure out better string gauges so that I don't have slightly floppy and whatever. Although the slightly floppy may be contributing to the tone of this instrument in this tuning. I don't know. I'll experiment. But this guitar definitely needs a new bridge because there's like little chunks kind of crunched out of the bridge and stuff. And couple of the strings that were on it were the strings that came with the guitar when I bought it used. Actually, I think my dad picked it up somewhere, like yard sale or something, side of the road, I don't know, and gave it to me. So the strings on it are, I don't know, a couple years old minimally. Excuse me. But it sounds interesting. I kind of like it. And I know that, you know, Nashville Tuning is the 4 lowest strings up an octave. It's just the high note set, the high string set from a 12 string. And I believe that David Gilmour used a Nashville Tuning, but with the low E up another octave, so it was equal to the high E. So the low E was actually 2 octaves up instead of just 1 like this is, or Nashville Tuning would be. So I figure if somebody came along and went, hey, I'm going to tune the E string down to D, that's now drop D tuning. Nashville Tuning with the G not an octave up qualifies as a whole new tuning. If drop D counts as a new tuning, then this does. So I'm going to call it 50-50 tuning, because half the strings, 50%, are up an octave. The other half are exactly as they were. So that's it. I really am kind of digging this. And again, like a C/G to my ears sounds a little bit better than just a C. Sounded like something just rattled. Kind of has like a tenor guitar kind of vibe. I dig it.